Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Mosai, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So gotta give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the bishop and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all Israel, ready accepted or not. In the sense of salutation to all the and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening learning, you few sisters who are listening learning. Coming into another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, of the data edification, Lord willing. So again, coming into another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, of the daily edification, Lord willing to be edified. So I titled this lesson, The Ones Who Changed Will Change Everything. And this is from the movie The Darkest Minds, which I love to watch this movie. Very spiritual. Because the apostles been mentioning this for years, how everybody's on a list, a color list. Red, green, blue, orange, yellow, right? There's a list, and these colors is different statuses. But there's a list the apostles used to mention years ago. And in this movie, they show you in this movie that these Jakes is on a different list. Like the young girl in the middle, right here, the one to the right, she's orange, which is the highest classification in all the Jakes that's at this concentration camp. Basically, what it is, they got them at a concentration camp and they run a test on them because they all have different type of powers, special powers. So they label them according to their powers under what color, right? So up here on the side, they say the ones who changed will change everything, which is the elect of Israel, man. Okay? Under Yahushua, the elect, those who have been changed, they will change everything. Because the whole house of Israel will come back through the elect of Israel, right? The 144,000 men and those unlimited multitude, which will be mostly women. So the ones who changed will change everything. And I want to get some precepts dealing with this. So those who change their life, who, as I tell you in Romans 12 and 2, right? Be not conformed, right? Let me read it. This is Romans 12 and 2. These are the ones that's being changed right now, man. So it's a Romans 12 and 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of power, Yahweh Shema Shah. So those that's being changed now will change everything, right? So I'm gonna start here in 2 Corinthians 10. And this is beautiful, man, because Lord willing, the Lord is transforming us, man. So it show you this movie as a fire movie, man. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Those who have changed will change everything, man, which is the elect. Start with 144,000 men. So this 2 Corinthians 10, and I just want to read the point here. Verse 5 and say, And we read verse 3 and 4, talk about casting down our imaginations. Casting down the imagination. I say, Salakia, matter of fact, let me just read it. Let me just read it. Hold on here, bear with me. Let me just read it. So the 2 Corinthians chapter 10, I'm gonna start at verse 3. It reads, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through power to the pulling down of strongholds. Right? It's a spiritual battle, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God. This is the point I want to make. And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience, of a Mashiach. This is you being changed and having a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled, right? So the hopeful elect is being whomever they are being transformed from being disobedient to obedient, right? Now, it's a when your obedience is fulfilled, it's a again, I'm gonna read again, and bring into captivity, 2 Corinthians 10 and 5, every thought to the obedience of a Mashiach, and have it in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. So I got a couple precepts, actually a few precepts, to back up, because we used to be children of disobedience. This is Ephesians. This is Ephesians 2 and 1. Listen to this. And you have he quickened who? The hopeful elect. And you have he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins, wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, right? The spiritual demon Satan, physical seeds on earth is the so-called white man. When you read Colossians 2 and 8, it said the rudiments of the world, which is the so-called white man. When you look at the word rudiments, it say foundations, fundamentals, essentials, first principles, right? We learned from the so-called white man's system, his education system. It say the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, because 2/3 ain't gonna change from this. They can't change. Yahweh Bashim Abishai gave us mercy and grace to change, man. It said the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversation in time past in the lust of the flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. See, but power, who is rich in mercy, for his great love withholdeth, he loved us. It say who is rich in mercy, right? This is Ephesians chapter 5. Let me get this in Ephesians 5. Making points about those of disobedience. Now, this is Ephesians 5 and 1. Be ye therefore followers of God as dear children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and have given himself for us, an offering and a sacrifice to power for a sweet smelling savor. And that's why, as Apostle Rick would say, prayer, man. Hey, prayer is key. Through Yahweh, our prayer to Yahweh, to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, is a sweet smelling savor, man. But always pray to the Lord, man. You can never wear the ears of the Lord with your prayers, man. It say, but fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becoming saints, neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. It say, verse 5, for this ye know, that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, have any inheritance in the kingdom of power, in the kingdom of Yahweh Hamashiach and of God. Let no man deceive you with vain words, For because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience. So the hopeful elect, as I tell you in 2 Corinthians 10 and 6, 10 and 5 and 6, has been transformed, has been changed to the children of obedience. So let's get this one. This is Titus. Titus 3 and 3. We all had our portion in this life, okay? Walking in the cares of this life. This Titus 3 and 3. For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving divers lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful, and hating one another. But after that, the kindness and love of power our Savior toward man appeared, not by works of righteousness, which we have done, but according to his mercy, he saved us by the washing of regeneration, that's reincarnation, and renewing of the Holy Spirit. See? So now, again, as we was these children of disobedience, now, Lord willing, at this point right now, we can say we here, man. Right now, today, at this moment, right now, Elder Yashawamba, he mentions, well, he mentioned to me a couple times that, as we get closer to Jacob's trouble, it's starting to look like, Lord willing, like it's looking like at this point right now, and we can say right now today, we looking like we those men, man. It's looking like that as the days go by, and the closer we get. For right now, we can say this for right now today, not tomorrow. Right now, we looking like to be those men and women, man. So this is us putting on, but the Lord changed us, man. The point I want to make is the Lord changed us. And when you have been changed, it said in 2 Corinthians 10 and 5. Let's read this again. It said, when your obedience is fulfilled, let's read it again. In 2 Corinthians 10 and 5, it reads, it said, and bring into captivity every thought to the obedience of a Mashiach, and having a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. This is being changed, right? Let me get this. I think it's let's see. In Colossians 3. I got some points I want to make in this lesson, man. It was kind of like a various topic thing, but I want to hit these points before I get to that. So right here, this is Colossians 3 in verse 5. It reads, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry, for which things sake the wrath of God cometh on the children of disobedience, in the which ye also walked sometimes when ye lived in them. We always there. But then the Lord changed some of these men and women. But now, it say, but now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that you have put off the old man with his deeds. See, we don't put off the old man and the old woman. Call out Yahweh Shema Shah. Because it's the Lord, man. It wasn't us. It say, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him. So being renewed day by day, the scriptures say. Okay? So we have put off the ways of the world, man. This is you have been changed. You have been changed. Let me get this in Ephesians. Ephesians 4. Let's get this. These are those that have been changed that will change everything, man. That's why, hey, I love this movie, man. So Ephesians 4, I want to read the point here. This is just about being changed. It's a Ephesians 4. Bear with me here. This is Ephesians 4, verse 22. It reads, reading the point, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. And I went through many precepts at this point about the cares of this world, man, and being renewed and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after power is created in righteousness and true holiness. Okay, the Lord have changed us, man. Now, I was watching Elder Abraham last night, and him and the brother Barak brought this precept out. This is Isaiah 44 in verse 24. Listen to this. Let's read 23. It reads, thus saith Yahweh thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb. I am the Lord that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself, that frustrated the tokens of the liars. Who are the tokens of who is the liars? The so-called white man. Okay? The so-called white man. Listen, that frustrate the tokens of the liars, and that's why Vocab Malone is hot right now. Him and Michael Brown. Ain't even gonna call this slow belly Edomite a doctor, because the word doctor mean to falsify. Okay? Job 13 and 4 say they are forgers of lies, man. Ain't no doctors, man. A real physician heal you, man. They ain't healing. They make trillions of dollars off selling people pills, man. They ain't no damn doctors, no physicians, man. They liars. Isaiah 44 and 25, that frustrateth the tokens of the liars, and maketh diviners mad, that turneth wise men backward, and maketh their knowledge foolish. Look, that confirmeth the word of his servant, and perform the counsel of his messengers. Who's doing this? Yahweh Shema Shah, man. As they tell you in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8, right? Shall consume them by the words of his mouth, man. The Lord is consuming these devils by the spirit of his mouth, which is his messengers. Listen to this. Isaiah 44 and 25, that frustrate the token of the liars, and make of diviners mad, that turn of wise men backward, and make of their knowledge foolish. And I'm going to get the precepts on that. The Lord said he's destroying the wisdom of the so-called white man. It say, verse 26, that confirmeth the word of his servant, man. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. And performeth the counsel of his messengers. This is the Lord making foolproof thy ministry, man. That's why that scripture say, steadily show thyself approved, man. A workman. Okay? That rightly divide the word of the Lord, man. It say that saith to Jerusalem, thou shalt be inhabited, and to the cities of Judah, ye shall be built. What the hopeful elect, what the apostle been telling us, hey, the Lord finna come and get us, man. We're going back home, man. Our city finna be rebuilt, man. One more time. It's Isaiah 44 and 25. Listen how cold this is, man. And the reason the Lord, I gotta read it. I'm gonna read it. Hold on. Isaiah 44 and 25. I'm excited. That frustrated the tokens of the liars, the Edomites, and two-thirds of Jake, and make it diviners mad. The Edomites, where they say he gonna sit on the side of the congregation, right? He gonna sit above the stars in the sides of the north. They control religion. They control all the philosophies. That frustrate the children of the liars. How does he frustrate them? When you read in Jeremiah 50 and 43, it say the king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hands wax feeble. Let me get this, man. Hold on. It's gonna be a long run, man. And I wasn't trying to make this too long, but hey, these precepts, man. These Edomite, the Lord is showing us, man, that he's with us, man. This is the Lord is with us, man. Let me read this one more time. Isaiah 44 and 25. Let me get this. That frustrate the tokens of the liars and maketh diviners mad, that turneth wise men backward and maketh their knowledge foolish. Through who? Through his men. The Lord is doing this through his men. And these devils can't do nothing about it, man. Because this is a spiritual battle. This is standing in great boldness, proving all things with scripture, like I said in 1 Thessalonians 5, man. Proving all things. It say that confirmeth the word of his servant. That confirmeth the word of his servant and performeth the counsel of his messenger. This is the Lord doing this through his men. And it's crazy because I'm so excited. I forgot the precept I want to get. Now, it say that confirmeth the word of his servant and performeth the counsel of his messengers. So when you go to Wisdom of Solomon 12, it reads this. For when men would not believe that thou art of a full power, thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it. Who know it? The hopeful elect men. It say, and among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest. What is it talking about? Isaiah 44 and 26. That confirmeth the word of his servant and performeth the counsel of his messengers. We got to go back to verse 24. Isaiah 44 and 24. Thus saith Yahweh, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb. I am Yahweh, that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself, that frustrated the tokens of the liars, right? And maketh diviners mad through what? Through his words, through his men, that turneth wise men backward and maketh their knowledge foolish, that confirmeth the word of his servant and performeth the counsel of his messengers. Slakia. It say that confirmeth the word of his servant, that performeth the counsel of his messengers. Again, Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 17. When men would not believe that thou of a full power, thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it, who? The hopeful elect, thou makest their boldness manifest. Wisdom of Solomon 5. When you read Ephesians chapter 6, verse 19 and 20, Paul say, I may speak boldly as I ought to speak, man. So the Lord, it say that confirmed the word of his servant and performed the counsel of his messengers. Now I mentioned in Jeremiah 50 and 43, it said the king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hands wax feeble. In Job, in Job 15 and 21, listen, Job 15 and 21, a dreadful sound is in his ears. Whose ears? The Edomites, the elites. In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him. Who is the destroyer? Yahweh. What it say in Job 18? The robber shall take him by the heel. Who is the robber? Yahweh. He said what? He's going to return like a thief in the night, man. Here it is, the Lord saying in Isaiah 44 and 26, that confirms the word of his servant. And Jake don't believe that these are the men of the Lord. Well, Yahweh said, a man, a prophet, is going, a real prophet, a real servant, a real messenger of Yahweh will be without a recept around his own family, around his own kin, his own household. The Lord made it where they don't supposed to believe this, man. Habakkuk 1 and 5. Okay, though it be told to you, you will not believe it. But the Lord is confirming his word through his men. Again, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. Let's get this into Jeremiah. Then I'm finna get on with the lesson, man. I had to make these points first. Jeremiah 50 and 43. The king of Babylon have heard the report of them. What's the report? That they finna be destroyed. Their kingdom is going down. And the Lord gave them a span of time to run rampant in the earth, right? Cain, a fugitive, a vagabond, wander around the earth, just building cities. It say the king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pains as of a woman in travail. Why is he waxing feeble? Why is he hurting? Why is he travailing? Because Yahweh coming, man. That's why they got the 6th branch of the military, man. They watching for Yahweh Shai when he return, man. So they can run they demon asses into them bunkers, man. This is it was another one I was finna get. They hear in Isaiah 19. Let's get this. Isaiah 19 and 16. It says hands wax feeble, man. Anguish taking hold of these Edomites. They know it, man. We don't got to see these devils, man. They are terrified, man, of this truth. Again, Isaiah 44 and 26, that confirmeth the word of his servant. Who's the Lord's servants? Leviticus 25 and 55 say, Israel is my servant, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt, man. Okay? Isaiah 54 and 17. The Lord say, this is a heritage of servants, man. You can't be a messenger of Yahweh Shema Shai if you ain't from Israel. And that's why I say Luke 21 and 15, he have given up a mouth and wisdom that neither our adversary can gainsay nor resist. Why? Because this is a heritage of Israelite servants, man. And these devils is hurt. This is Isaiah 19 and 16. It reads, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women. Hold on. I just read it to you in Jeremiah 50 and 43. It's an anguish take hold on him, right? Let's read it again. Hold on. Let's get it again. Jeremiah 50 and 43. And Jake talking about the young brother was doing a lesson last night, the brother in the camp, Rakalia. And he was like, how the hell Jake is bored? Listen. Jake say the way to their salvation is boring. That's what Jake say. The truth is boring. What GMS bringing out is boring. How the fuck? The way to your salvation is boring, you slow-bellied niggas. The Lord gonna kill all you demon-ass niggas, man. How the fuck is this boring, man? Jeremiah 50 and 43. This is exciting, man. These devils are falling, man. You walk past these Edomites in the grocery stores, at the plantation, you just laugh at these slow-bellied Edomites because they don't know what's going on, man. All they know is when they at home, they trembling, man. Because they ain't get the bag. They ain't getting the bag no more, man. Welcome back, Esau. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the bases of men, you bastards. Jeremiah 50 and 43. The king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold on him, and pangs as of a woman in travail. Huh? Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. The keepers of the house shall tremble, man. This is Isaiah 19 and 16. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. What the Lord say? Shake the hand at them, man. They may go into the gates of the nobles, man. These devils' kingdom is falling, man. And the land of Judah shall be terror unto Egypt, because Judah had to wake up first, right? But it's all 12 tribe men. Everyone that maketh mention of what? The king of Babylon. The report that they finna be destroyed. Their kingdom is falling. Their monetary system is garbage. Their infrastructure is deteriorating. Their economy collapsing. Isaiah 14 and was Isaiah 14 and 11. The worms covered thee, the worms spread under thee. Corrosion, corruption. In the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself. They terrified, man. We don't got to see them. Because of what, Lord? Because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he have determined against it, man. So when the Lord say in Isaiah 44 and 26, that confirmed the word of his servant and performed the counsel of his messengers, man. Isaiah 55 and 11. The words of the Lord. Huh? They going forth. They will not return unto him void, man. Until they accomplish and do the Lord's will, man. This is beautiful, man. So, right, again, on the read verse 25, it say, that frustrated the tokens of the liars and maketh diviners mad, that turneth wise men backward and maketh their knowledge foolish. What it says, Sirach? Is that Sirach 19? It said that maketh their knowledge foolish, man. That's Sirach 19 and 18? No. Right here, 22. Ecclesiastes 19 and 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. They don't got no wisdom. So the Lord say, and make of their knowledge foolish. This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah 29 and 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. They don't got nothing. The Lord has taken it away from these devils, man. Jeremiah 4:9 and 7. Concerning Edom, you so-called white people, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? First Corinthians chapter 1 and 19. Thus saith the Lord, for it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. They don't got nothing, man. They don't got nothing. Hey, and adding to the Lord has turning us, Lord willing, we be those men and women. The Lord is turning, let's say the elect. The Lord is turning the elect to obedience, man. Two precepts on the brink out to add with those scriptures about the Lord is transforming, is changing those that used to be disobedient to obedience, man. Now, this is, first off, Proverbs 3 and 11. It reads this: My son, despise not the chastening of Yahweh, neither be weary of his correction. For whom Yahweh loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. Right? Did the scripture tell you in Sirach, when a man teacheth his son, it grieveth the enemy. Right? Now we ain't leaning on Esau, Edom, the so-called white man in his system. Now we know the Lord give us our daily benefits, man. However you get your bag, however you getting it, the Lord has always been there, man. It has nothing to do with the so-called white man. This is in Hebrews. The Lord is transforming us. Oh, let me read this. Let me read this. Because it talks about in Isaiah, right? The Lord is giving this to us in the midst of these dragons, man. Is Isaiah 35. I just want to read this point. Isaiah 35 and 7. And the parched ground shall become a pool. What's the parched ground? The valley of dry bones. Right here in Babylon the Great, first and foremost. And the parched ground shall become a pool. Why a pool? Because in John 7:38, he that believeth on me, as the scripture have say, out of his blood shall flow rivers of living water, man. The Lord said in Isaiah in Deuteronomy 32 and 2, he will rain down his doctrine as dew, and it shall distill, man. So right here, and the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water. What the Lord say? Those that are thirsty, come ye to me. Right? And the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water in the habitation of dragons. Who's the dragons? The Edomites, the Roman system. Okay? This great red dragon, man. In the habitation of dragons, where each lay shall be grass with reeds and rushes. So in the midst of these devils, the Lord gave us this truth, man. And they can't do nothing about it, man. Nothing. So in Hebrews 12, it reads, Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Hold on. It say, nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. What did the Lord say in James 5 and 7? It said it yielded the peaceable fruit, man. What Yahushua doing, man? When you read in Revelation 17 and 17, it say the Lord have put a spirit in them to give their heart to the beast, their mind to the beast, until the words of the Lord be fulfilled, right? So, what Yahushua doing? He's waiting for this peaceable fruit, man. James 5 and 7. Be patient, therefore, brethren, until the coming of the Lord. Behold, The husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and he have long patience for it until he receive the early and latter rain. Who is this? The elect, man. The elect being built up, being turned back to obedience, man. Standing in great boldness. Be ye also patient, establish your heart, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh, man. But we still here, man, until the elect get sealed, man. The Lord is building us up. As I always go into, I've been going to heaven Ephesians, man. We have to meet that full measure, whatever measure the Lord gave you, you have to fulfill that measure in your lot, man. Whatever the Lord gave you, it has to be fulfilled, man. But Yahushua is ready, man. It said he's waiting for the precious fruit of the earth, man. And it said in Hebrews 12, the Lord is chastening the elect, whomever they are, so they can become their precious, their peaceable fruit, man. What Yahushua is waiting on patiently. This is those that's being changed will change everything, man. The aristocrats, man. Okay? The aristocrats, man. The best fit for the kingdom to rule, man. Now, another point I want to make. This slow belly nigga, that's another head on his channel. I was watching Apostle Tahar video. This guy, who's another head on his TV, talking about the Edomites, talking about Job was an Edomite, man. What's wrong with these niggas, man? So, another point I want to make, dealing with this before I close out. This slow belly nigga said Job is an Edomite. Just like this slow belly nigga, what's this guy name? Watching a report. This bald head nigga talk about Job as an Edomite according to the Septuagint. Listen, man. Listen. Let me read this to you, man. Now we in the know, we already know, but there's newcomers always that's being reactivated. This is Job 1:1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. Why was he an Edomite? Because he was in the land of Uz. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that was a perfect and upright. Listen, here's the buzzword, and one that feared God and eschewed evil. One that feared God and eschewed evil. What's it mean to fear the Lord, man? Heathens don't fear the Lord. Now, this is when you go to Deuteronomy, and if the chief house of the Edomites don't fear the Lord, how much more for the peon? How much more for the peon Edomite? The everyday Edomite that we see. Because we don't see the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the Oppenheimers and the DuPonts and the Gettys. And if we did see them, we wouldn't know them. Because they'll walk past us with some Bill Gates clothes on, man. Okay? With some old Steve Mannings and old button up collar shirt with old looking like Carlton on looking like Carlton on the Will Smith show. What is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man? We wouldn't know him if we saw him, man. So if the chief house of the so-called white man don't fear the Lord, how much more for the one you see in the grocery store every day, man? This is Deuteronomy 25:17. It reads, remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye had come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way, and he smote the hindermost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee. The Edomites were the first ones that messed with us when we came out of Egypt, man. When thou was faint and weary, and he who Amalek feared not God. So hold on. In Job 1:1, it say Job fear the Lord, but Amalek don't. So how the fuck could Job be an Edomite if Job fear the Lord, but Amalek don't? It don't make sense. It don't add up. Let me get this. In Psalms 14:1, it reads, the fool have said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. When you read Sirach 14, it tells that the Edomites, he's a nigger at his own table. It said he's not satisfied with his own portion. What did that tell you? The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and see God. They are all gone aside. They are altogether become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. See, they don't fear the Lord, man. So this is Mark chapter 3, verse 6. This guy from a Rotten Report said Job was an Edomite, according to the Septuagint. What? Because he lived in the land of Uz? That make him an Edomite? Listen to this. This is Mark chapter 3 and verse 6. Thus saith the Lord. And it reads, and the Pharisees went forth and straightway took counsel with the Herodians against him, how they might destroy him. But Yahushua withdrew himself with his disciples to the sea, and a great multitude from Galilee followed him, and from Judea, hold on, and from Jerusalem, and from Idumea, and from beyond Jordan, and they about Tyre and Zidon, a great multitude, when they had heard what great things he did, came unto him. It said people followed the Lord from Idumea, from Tyre and Zidon. Is those heathens? Are those heathens? No, they ain't heathens, man. Those are Israelites, man. So, because Job lived in the land of Uz, does that make him an Edomite? Why would Job be living? Listen, why would Job make mention of these devils in Job 30 and 1? Let's get this. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I will have disdain to have sit with the dogs of my flock. Why would Job not want the Edomites to sit next to his dog? Because they'll eat the dog. They'll have sex with the dog. They'll cut the dog nuts off, man. So they can't produce. Okay? That's what they'll do, man. They'll eat the dog, they'll have sex with the dog. They cut the dog nuts off, man. It say, yeah, where too might the strength of their hand profit me? Hey, because they ain't for our turn to tell you wisdom of Solomon, in whom old age was perished for want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing in the wilderness. What wilderness? In Europe, which is a bottomless pit, in former time desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper root for their meat. Mallow. That's why they sit around the fire right now and eat marshmallows and s'mores, man. Okay? Who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper root for their meats. They were driven forth from among men. They cry after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Look around you. What you see? Concrete. What you driving on? Walking on? Sidewalks, asphalt, buildings made out of what? Concrete, stucco. Why? Because it reminds these devils of the caves, man. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed. Sound like donkeys, horses, and mules and pigs, man. Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they were gathered together. They were what? Children of fools. What it said in Psalm 14 and 1, a fool have said in his heart, there is no God. They were children of fools, yeah, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Now, how the hell could Job be an Edomite when he talking about Edomites? Don't worry, I'll wait. We want answers. There isn't no answers. The Lord ain't dealing with these people, man. Their spirit is corrupt, is defiled. These be the children of disobedience, man. So this bald head nigga that was on Sarnetta channel talking about Job as an Edomite. This guy went on with a whole bunch of garbage, man. But that's cool because that's his lot, man. We over here, man. Lord willing, we continue to the end. The Lord has changed us to the children of obedience, man. And we are rehearsing the righteous acts of Yahweh Shema Shai daily, man. There's a separation, man. Let me get that. Everybody talk about these. Everybody gonna be saved. This is Luke 12 and 51. It reads, Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division, man. The Lord is a separatist, man. He said in Deuteronomy 32:8, when he separated the sons of Adam, man. The Lord is a separatist. The Lord is a racist. You don't got to believe. Go read the scriptures, man. Deuteronomy 7:6. Leviticus 20:26. The Lord said he severed us from other people that we should be his, man. And we supposed to move different, man. This truth supposed to have you thinking, moving, acting, living different, man. We ain't beasts, man. The heathens are beasts. The Lord gave us his laws, statutes, and commandments. Let me close with this. We ain't beasts, man. In Psalm 73, I'm going to bring it out much as I can. It's Psalm 73:22. So foolish was I, and ignorant I was as a beast before thee. Nevertheless, I am continually with thee. Thou hast holden me by my right hand. Thou shalt guide me with thy counsel, and afterward receive me to glory. We was beasts. Go read Ephesians, go read Ezekiel chapter 16, the whole chapter, and find out how the Lord said he found us in our blood, man. We was beasts. The Lord gave us his laws, statutes, and commandments, which separated us from the heathens, man. And then you got some slow-bellied niggas talking, hey, going against you, how about Shema Rashad, man? Talk about Joe was an Edomite, man. The Lord gonna kill you wicked niggas, man. Isaiah 45:9. Woe to him that striveth with his maker, man. But they were set up to do that, man. And 2 Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 11:19. Let me get this. The Lord made these. Hey, this is to the whole elect, man. You supposed to see this and discern, man. 1 Corinthians 11:19. For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. You supposed to. The Lord hath given us spiritual discernment to know who to follow, man. To know who got the truth and who don't, man. All this madness out here. John the Baptist fell out the truth. You can sleep with your woman in the ass. You can sleep with your woman on the Sabbath. Yahweh Shai ain't do no miracles. These people are waxing worse. And hold on. The Lord said in Proverbs, meddle not with him that's giving the change, man. Every last one of these camps, every last one of these fucking camps has changed, man. All of them. Every last one of them, man. Them niggas ain't wake up to no sleeping with your woman on the Sabbath. Them niggas ain't wake up to sleeping with your woman in the butt, man. They didn't wake up to that. They didn't wake up to Most High Christ blessed. Maybe these new fuckers did. I'm talking the ones that came in 5, 10 years ago, 11, 12 years ago. They ain't wake up to no Most High Christ blessed, man. They woke up to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. And they changed. They ain't wake up to no sleeping with your woman on Sabbath, sleeping with your woman in the butt. John the Baptist went in the truth. John the Baptist fell out the truth. Yahweh Shai ain't do no miracles. The 400 year of slavery was up in August 19, 2019. They ain't wake up to none of that, man. But here it is. The Lord put the spirit on the slow-bellied niggas to change, to show you they don't got it, man. They don't got it, man. 2 Timothy 3:14, man. The apostles have stuck to the script since they've been teaching, man. They hasn't changed. Every last one of these camps is changing. You don't see it? If you don't see it, then that means the Lord got your blockers on and you can't see it, man. And you're going to die a grievous death along with these slow-bellied niggas, man. They changed, man, for the worse. The hope elect has changed for the better. You see it? The ones who change will change everything, man. And that's talking about the elect of Israel, man. Under Yahweh Shai and King David, man. Hey, so Lord was edifying. Got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, and the bishops, and elders, great millstone, who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing the truth and believing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akbar who are listening learning, Ephesians sisters who are listening learning. A Lord was edifying. Hey, stay prayed up. May Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Till next time, I say Shalom. Wa Abba Paul.